Buddy,
Who said he was
Sarah's
dancing?
not here, man. We can let the slurs fly today.
I was actually gonna message her and be like, "Wow, look like I'm green lit for all my bits today."
I'm going to say retard 100 times today. Okay, great, perfect. Hi, I'm Dan.
I'm Shane.
What's up? This is What the Hell's Your Problem? A podcast where we talk about the everyday, regular, petty ass shit that we all love to hate with a passionate yet fair vigor. We got a guest. Sarah's not here today because she had dinner plans. Big air quotes around that.
Hopefully they had the air fryer recipe on the back of the dinner.
Yeah, hopefully they had the air fryer recipe on the back of the whatever boxed meal she's making from Walmart for dinner tonight.
The Blue Jays Nuggets.
Yeah, so we got a guest. We got to fill in for Sarah today. We have comedian Burke Maru. What's up, Burke?
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, Burke here.
Uh-oh.
She heard my
Oh,
name.
no. He hates Burke.
She hates me.
Oh,
Shane.
no.
Shane.
Oh, God.
Shane's racist dog. Immediately.
I have to run to the bench.
That's crazy.
It's the Amazon guy. It wasn't you, Burke. Don't worry.
Okay, but is the Amazon guy also black?
Let me see.
That's crazy.
Oh,
His dog
he
hates
I
Nick's
see
only.
a white arm. So okay.
Yeah, the dog's upset. She's wagging her tail, though.
No, she's mad.
Strike.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, but anyway, Burke Maru is here. Hello, Burke.
What's up, guys?
Hold on.
Oh, man. We're going to have a great day today here on the pod without Sarah. I've already said retard twice. We're not allowed to say that when she's here. I'm probably not allowed to say it when she's not here, but she's not here. So what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? You guys, I was just in Calgary. I was in Calgary. Burke was also in Calgary. I was there hosting at The Laugh Shop for former guest of the show, Henry Sir. And Burke was there to watch the Great Outdoors show.
Mm-hmm.
Please, Burke. The Great Outdoors is a comedy festival across Canada that is full of like the biggest names in comedy. The Vancouver lineup actually looks pretty good. Not a fan of the Kill Tony situation, but the rest of it actually looks pretty good. It's like Mike Birbiglia and John Mulaney. But the lineup in Calgary, questionable.
I have a history of going to see the worst shows ever, and I just am a fan of like a podcast, and then I forget that they have to do comedy. And
Burke's on my show last night. He does have a history.
I went to see, this is historical hell I've taken. I paid, traveled the ferry, Brendan Schaub do comedy.
Oh, that's crazy, man. You didn't have one friend to be like, hey, buddy, don't do that.
They told me not to. Barry, one guy who clowned me profusely. Yeah, they told me, and I said, I like the UFC, bitch. I'm gonna go out.
So this weekend, you at least, I think, went to the better show. It had Mark Norman and Miss Pat. And Mark Norman is not necessarily for me personally, but he's objectively a good comedian.
He's awesome.
But apparently Miss Pat was very good.
Miss Pat absolutely crushed. Miss Pat was really funny.
I love Miss Pat.
Fall out the chair, like fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
She was on some lady before her didn't do that well, and she really laid into her to start her show, which was kind of fun to watch. You don't see too much of that.
Apparently, the second night, which featured Theo Vaughn, and was awful, and like a lot of people walked, which is great.
Yeah,
great to hear.
Like during Theo Von's set, or
yeah. During apparently he
okay.
just kept talking about the Epstein files, and a lot of people left. Apparently, it was really bad. And good.
Yeah.
Have Trump on your podcast, you Nazi loving. That's too much. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah. And then the last night was Burke Kreischer. I didn't get any reviews of that.
I got a picture of Burke.
Did you? Are you sure?
No.
Are you sure it wasn't just Shane?
Oh my god, that's offensive.
It was Shane out at a barbecue.
He's probably
You look like Burke Kreischer with a fucking Amish wig.
So
you look like Mrs. Pat.
Yo, my highlight. Mr. Pat. Is there a Mr. Pat?
He's talking about
Postman Pat.
So, there used to be a guy in Victoria named Postman Pat. He was just a guy like who was around in like the hip hop scene or whatever, and he used to like be bad at rapping and stuff. I did heroin with him one time in an alley. Anyway, first and only time I did that. And then he ripped me off for $80. Anyway, that's for a different podcast. That's for when I speak at rehab centers.
What year was that?
Probably like
Brandon Shaw for sure.
2007 or something, maybe. I don't know.
2007. My packages were always late, so that fuck.
Packages there, guys. Just
like I'll take that.
My highlight for Calgary, though, comedy Laugh Shop is maybe the best club in the country. What a great place! If you live in Calgary, go watch shows at the Laugh Shop. What an amazing spot! But my highlight was definitely the zoo. I went to the zoo. The Calgary Zoo rips, dude. It's awesome.
What do they have there?
They got it all, man. The only like zoo staple that they don't have is an elephant.
Oh, really?
But they pretty much have everything else. They got gorillas, they got giraffes, hippos. Everything was very active. I saw they had baby meerkats.
Oh.
They have a hyrax. You know what a hyrax is?
No.
It's like a little guy. Looks kind of like a beaver, but I think he's from Africa or something. And he goes,
he's an African beaver.
An African beaver, but he's the guy you've seen on the internet that goes, you know what I mean? He shares his little teeth and goes, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know.
We're probably in different algorithms, but like he's my favorite guy from the internet, so I was really excited about it. But here's the thing: I brought our autistic friend Max and comedian Max Bank Jaffe to the zoo with me. Bro, always bring your autistic friend to the zoo because this dude knew a fact about every single animal. It was crazy. I learned so much at the zoo. Like, we're looking at the tigers and he goes, you know why tigers are orange like that? And I'm like, I don't. And he's like, it's because the deer that they hunt can't see that color, and so they don't see them until they're right on top of them. That's my Max Bank Jaffe impression.
That's a decent.
And I didn't know. I had no idea. I had no idea. I learned that zebras are striped the way that they are because it makes it hard for lions to pick them out of the pack because they just look like a big blob of stuff. It's hard to pick one out. But
my mom told me that in the first grade. Part of freaking.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Are you just drinking milk out of a jug?
No, I'm not.
What is that? What is that? Are you? Are you drinking vodka with just a big bottle of Kahlua? This is the most alcoholic shit I've ever seen, and Shane is on this podcast, so that is saying something.
Yeah. Well, Shane's a rich alcoholic, so that's a can for him. I got a can. I knew it. What do you got?
Okay. The other thing
I was about to say, I saw Max last night, and I was wondering why he kept talking to me about African beavers. And I was like, what?
So, apparently, everybody in Africa hates zebras because, A, you can't domesticate them. They won't do any work.
Lazy.
They're lazy.
Oh my God.
They don't want to pull the cart. And number B, they're mean. They'll bite you. Like, they're like kind of vicious. And
really?
Lastly, they just attract lions to the town.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So everybody hates
problem.
So yeah, I learned a lot more than that, but those were like my two favorite facts that I learned. The zebras that I saw were also not black and white. They were black and like the color of Burke's shirt. They were like kind of this off.
I'm glad you said shirt.
Yeah. They were Burke and the color of Burke's shirt. Burke, you're dressed like a zebra.
So a zebra is like a Rocky Mountain ice cream.
Like a light-skinned zebra?
Yeah. This is a darker skinned zebra, I would say. Like a Drake zebra. Yeah, so I learned a lot. I love the zoo. There's way too many kids at the zoo. I think that there should be a time, sort of like how they have times in grocery stores for autistic people. I think there should be a time when grown-ups can just go to the zoo and there's no kids allowed.
Yeah. Arizona, they got that, man. It's called Christmas Nights.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, they got it. It's like lit up like fucking, like one of those skating rink neon shops. It's pretty dope.
Cool.
Whoa, that sounds amazing.
That's great. I saw wolves, and I'm convinced that I could get into the wolf pen, and it would be fine. I'm convinced that would be okay.
I'd pay to see that. I'd be like,
yeah, I think Liam Neeson would say otherwise.
I actually, low key, I believe that I'm so pure of heart that I could get into any animal's cage and it would be okay.
No. That's what girls say when they're in an abusive relationship. I can change this guy. I can do it.
I do.
That's so funny.
I think it would be okay. I do. I thought about it for every single animal. I'm like, I could get in there, dude. I could at least get in with a camel. A camel's not going to do anything.
Camels are vicious. Sure. They spit in your eye.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt, though.
Yeah. No, you need an autistic person with you. They can talk to animals, pink eye. I think.
Yeah, they also had Komodo dragons.
Oh.
Really cool.
Third grade project on dragons.
So that was, did you? Okay, I talked about this when we were at the zoo. I remember, like, they had whooping cranes, and the only thing I
what is that?
A whooping crane is an endangered, big, huge crane. And so there was a girl in my elementary school who did a project on whooping cranes, and all I remember is that she started every single sentence in the whole project presentation with whooping cranes. Like, the whooping crane does blah, 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 and the whooping crane. And it's funny because I did a project about peregrine falcons, and I did the same thing. Every single, when you're a kid, like, peregrine falcons are the fastest animal. They dive at 300 kilometers an hour. Peregrine falcons are, you know what I mean? Like, that's some elementary school presentation shit.
Did you guys know that the whooping crane is one of the only birds that likes ICP's music?
Whoop, whoop. I get it. Yeah, they drink Faygo.
Faygo. Actually, we have to bleep that out.
Okay, so what did I say? I said Faygo. Do you think I said Fago? Because I didn't. You did.
That's what a whooping crane would have said. For sure.
Okay, so that brings me to my problem, though. I came home, and I live in Rockland in Victoria, and that means that there are deer everywhere. We have deer like hey, you might have rabbits in your town. There's just deer wherever you look.
It's like you might have rabbits.
You know when there's rabbits, there's a lot of rabbits. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a Victoria thing, is it, or no?
The deer or the rabbits?
I think the rabbits thing. I think people just have rabbits. Maybe they do.
Well, UVic had a bunch of rabbits. There's a lot of rabbits around, but they killed a lot of them. But
okay,
I think
so what's a common thing you would have in like a normal town?
I heard squirrels. I heard black squirrels are a problem.
Okay, so
clearly.
Anyway, we have a ton of deer.
I'm so high. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's so great. All right.
So there's a lot of deer.
We got a lot of deer, and the deer. I have like kind of my backyard of my building. We have a yard, and it's pretty closed in, so we get a lot of deer hanging out in the backyard, and they just lay on the grass. For a while, there was a whole family of deer living in the backyard, like every night. I'd pull up and they'd be like around my parking spot. And I get out of the car, they don't do anything, they don't care. Like you can get right. I feed them out of my hand. I feed them broccoli sometimes. I like have a drawer of broccoli to feed the deer.
I did the same with Mexicans in Arizona.
Holy shit. Yeah, we know you're joking. It's crazy.
Wait a second. Wait, you have to go back. You have a drawer of broccoli?
Yeah.
A drawer.
Like in the fridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like side table. I thought you just had broccoli.
Yeah, like you're at my house, we're gaming. I'm like, you just broccoli. So I pull up and there's a deer laying down in the grass in the shade in my backyard. And I'm like, hey, buddy, yay, a deer, And I get closer and it's like, it gets up and its leg is like so broken. It's like the most broken leg I've ever seen. It's like backwards. Have you ever seen the highlight of Joe Theismann getting his leg broken in the 80s when he played quarterback for the team they're now called the Commanders? If you haven't watched that clip, Google the clip of Joe Theismann getting his leg broken. It's crazy. It just cracks right here, just like right in half. And this deer's got, it's like its leg is hanging off it. It's black and like the whole bottom half is swollen and it's like cut open. And then it gets up. I'm like, oh, buddy, don't get up, please. And like, don't get up. And then it's just like hobbling around the yard. And I'm like, dude, I hate this. I love this deer. And I can't help it. So I went and we have an apple tree. It's got a lot of apples on it. So I went and I climbed up on the picnic table and I shook the tree and I knocked a bunch of apples down and then it started eating the apples. I'm like, okay. So it's like, all right. And then I put water out for the deer. And then I called conservation. And I'm like, what do we do here about this deer? And the guy was like, we can't really do anything unless the deer, you have to give it the deer has to be sitting there dying in your backyard for like a week before we can do anything. And I'm like, that's crazy. What do you I have to just like, what? So the answer is for me to slowly watch a deer die in my backyard. That's the solution.
Conservation people, they already knew that deer ran into a group of black squirrels. So that's why they said just leave it.
You got to jump.
They might come back for it.
He got his pockets ran.
But I thought they just shoot it, honestly. Like, I thought they would just come and shoot it sometimes.
That's what
that's what I think they do.
That's kind of what I thought. I was like, but then so the guy said, this is what he said. And if you're listening to this and he's just telling me this to make me feel better, because I was like, oh, the deer's leaving. Like, it's hobbling its way into the bushes. The deer's, it's leaving. And he's like, here's the thing. He goes, 9 times out of 10, the deer just loses the bottom part of its leg and then becomes a 3-legged deer. And I'm like, is that true? Or is it going to die from infection? Because it's not a lizard.
It becomes one.
So I don't think I believe the conservation guy. He did say, he was like, full disclosure, I'm not a conservation officer. And so he's like, I just work here. And I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't be saying anything. That's like
that's like Walmart.
Yeah. He's like, I'm a volunteer here. He's like, I've been retired. So I don't know.
You should phone the guy back and be like, okay, I don't know what to do. That same deer is now in a wheelchair in my yard.
I brought the deer into my house. I'm breastfeeding it. I don't know. So I don't know what's going to happen with this deer, but I do feel like I want to know, like, I could just Google it or chat GPT it, but I want to know if this deer's leg is just going to fall off and it's going to be like a 3-legged deer, or if it's going to die. And so if you're listening to this and you're an expert on deer appendages, please let me know, because I should probably look into it, but it's more fun to hear from people. So
you got to keep the legs.
Wear it around my neck like a rabbit's foot.
Take a vape out of it.
It just stinks so bad. So I don't know, man. I'm worried about this deer. My problem is this deer, and I don't know what's going to happen to it. And it hasn't been back since, so we'll see. It drank all the water. I left it a big bowl of water, drank all of it.
I would think they wouldn't even know like what a water bowl is.
Well, I mean, it's just bowl of water. I mean,
For sure. I didn't think they were that.
Burke, they have rain puddles. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
I just didn't know they'd be able to realize, like, oh, this is water.
that is, yeah. It's like, what is this? Is this a human bowl?
Oh yeah.
What's in this? Shouldn't
Oh,
there
yeah.
be rice in this?
Yeah. Deer dipped their toe in before, so he's missing that leg.
Bro, I've seen a deer once with like homie said. I don't know if it looked like it got caught in like a bear trap or something. But there's no bears here. But he had like half his leg missing, like kind of like Buddy suggested.
Oh,
And, yeah. But years later, I seen that same guy thriving too, like the same leg cut off.
Oh.
Had the
okay.
thorns.
So this is anecdotal evidence that this conservation officer volunteer phone guy is correct.
Yeah.
So,
Because I've seen that like around like the Shell station.
That's where I live. I live right
Gorge.
on
Shit.
wait, on Gorge?
No, on Fort. Shell
Yeah.
on Fort.
I live like that's right where I live. I
Oh.
live like right
Oh,
sick.
sick.
I can go like this and look at it right now.
Yeah,
Hey,
so that's
just-
hilarious. Maybe it's the son of the same deer, because this was years
Maybe.
ago.
Okay, I got another thing about that Shell station.
Yeah.
There's a guy who worked there.
Is his name Dean? Does he have
I love
Diener.
that guy.
I love that guy. He's
Yeah,
the
he's the best.
He's the best. I love.
Yes.
Okay, this guy Diener. His name's Dean. He's Diener. He's a little short guy, like stoner dude. He's like, yeah, man, yeah. He's like just the most like. He's like a guy out of Dazed and Confused. He's the best dude. Everyone knows Diener.
He's like worked there 15 years or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he's worked there forever. So he'd see me running all the time. He's like, "You're a big runner, man." Yeah, and I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's cool, man." And so every time I come in, he's like, "How's running going?" I'm like, "Oh, pretty good, pretty good." And then I ran a marathon, and he was like, I told him, he's like, "How's running going?" I'm like, "Good, I ran the marathon this week." And he's like, "Oh, cool, man. What was your time?" And I'm like, "Oh, it was like 3:40 or 3 hours 40 minutes." And he's like, "Oh, that's great." And so this has been like a year of him talking to me like about running, and then out of nowhere he goes, "Yeah, my best time was like 3:05." And I'm like, "What? Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I've ran like 30 marathons." He's like, "I'm like I ran the Boston Marathon, which you have to qualify for, and you have to run like maximum like 3:10. Like it's so insanely hard to." And it turns out this dude is like this prodigy runner, and I felt so stupid because I've been like, "Yeah, ran a marathon," and he's like, "Oh, cool, you fucking loser. Here's how much better I am than you," and he's fucking just hitting a fucking weed vape, like.
Yeah.
Well, he has to run. He probably has to run to work every day because he has multiple DUIs.
No, don't say that about Diener.
He doesn't have a DUI. I've seen him downtown walking. That guy's named 3 of my cars. He's named 3 of my vehicles, bro.
Really?
One time got in a huge, I almost fist fought him. We got in a huge argument.
Really?
I forgot what it was over. I was definitely being a dick, but he was just like, he doesn't, like, I'd say something, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I was in line, and somebody just hopped in front of me, and it was a long line, and somebody hopped in front of me and just said, fucking 20 on pump 4, and walked out. And he did it.
No.
Like, hey man, do I not have to wait? I hate, talk about things you hate. This is nothing I planned, but I hate when you're waiting in line and somebody just fucking, you know what I mean, cuts in front of you.
Oh, yeah,
Who was it? Was it a 3-legged deer that cut in front of you?
Yeah. The nigga needed Band-Aids. No. Yeah. It was crazy, man. We got in a huge fight. My brother called me. My brother's like, "You're a piece of shit. That guy's the nicest human. How could you get in a fight with him?" Because I was like, "Yo, we don't have to wait in line? What's going on?" And he was like, "I don't know, man. The guy just came out of nowhere."
Hey, real quick, just for the people who are listening to this on Spotify, not watching it, Burke is a black guy, so that N-bomb, it's okay. Just want to make sure that we're all on the same page here.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I know the name is not, the name doesn't give it away. You can't tell by my name.
Yeah, Burke is such a white guy name.
The whitest.
I
It's
went
a white
to high-
last name.
I went to a high school with a white guy named Burke, and he is the most whitest person
Not
of all time.
Was he a bouncer at a nightclub?
I don't think so. He was a skier with a list.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all I remember.
I played baseball with a white guy named Burke, and he ended up being a bouncer at a nightclub. Anyway.
First name?
First name, yeah, Burke.
Wow.
Last name Maru, very weird. So, dude, you have a joke right now that I really like about you saying that you used to just skip the dishes and now you don't anymore, and then people recognizing you from it, and you're like, "Can I live? Can I live my life?" You said that skip the dishes is OnlyFans for immigrants because you're like, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thank you.
That's so funny, dude. What is your thing? What thing did you bring to the table that you hate?
What I hate is it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like I shouldn't hate. My mom texts me before I sleep a lot, and she texts me like Jesus threats, you know? Like she just texts me like, have you talking to God? Make sure you speak to the Lord before you close your eyes. You cannot, like, you never know. Like, just the scariest shit.
That's intense.
And she thinks like she's like giving, like, she's helping me out. You know
She's like, where's my skip the dishes order?
Is she a Christian woman?
Yeah, she's super religious, crazy religious.
Like too religious.
Not like she won't put it on someone she doesn't know, but like me and my brother, you know, like it's like, yeah, I went to Catholic school. I went to church 4 times a week growing up.
4 times a week? I didn't even know they had church 4 times a week.
Yeah, I think it was just babysitting while my mom got beaten. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, but I think it was just like so my mom could work. They just send you like school, like church and stuff. But
you ever make out with a priest?
Not yet, brother. No, I haven't. No, I actually had a cool priest. We had a nun and a priest who lived on fucking preschool. That sounds pretty convenient.
That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good at all.
I never thought of that. I said that out loud.
Yeah, that's. You're not describing a good. Yeah, well, we live here. Yeah, we're actually not allowed to leave. Dude, yeah. Listen, these are the things that our parents do. Because my dad does stuff that drives me crazy. My mom does stuff like if I'm trying to get off the phone with her, you have to say goodbye like 100 times. But she just keeps being like, okay, well, yeah.
You have to shut it down.
And you're like, I'm like, I gotta go. And she's like, okay, well, thanks for calling. You're like, I said I gotta go. I'm like, there's someone on the other line. Like, there's no understanding of just being like, okay, I'll see you later. She can't. But like my dad will like, you know, ask me questions like, what route did you take? It's always like not. It's just these boomer questions that you're like, what? But the thing is that I am conscious of the fact that I'm like, when you're gone, I'm gonna miss this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like that. But it's also very annoying. Like your mom telling you scary Jesus stuff before you go to bed is like pretty annoying.
It's nuts because it's nonstop. Like she's old too, so she doesn't know how to work YouTube. So she'll have like some creepy thing with like 2 views on it that said Jesus in it or something. I don't know. She'll send it to me, and it's like, talk to God before you close your eyes. Fucking people die every day. And it's just like, what the fuck? I'm like.
But that's also not even the reason why you should do that. Because I'm all for like tapping into the universe before you go to bed. I think it's a good idea. I think it'll help you wake up feeling good in the morning, whatever that looks like for you. But to do it out of fear is like not it. Like
I think I just realized my mom thinks I'm up to no good. She must think that I'm living some sort of life.
Well, I mean, you did just drink vodka straight out of an Alberta premium bottle in your own home on a Tuesday. So
you're drinking out of a skull mug. I think different.
Yeah,
think that,
maybe.
Like, I mean, if I can relate that, like our parents kind of get a bit meaner over time, or they get like my parents are like used to phone me all the time and text me, but now they're like, oh, you don't phone me enough. And I'm like, well, my phone's always on. You can phone me. And they're like, oh, we won't because you're busy. I'm like, what? What? How do you know I'm busy?
Busy bomb.
Attitude.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. When I'm on the road, I call my dad in the morning after every show. Because he wants to hear about it.
Nice.
And it's like I know that's
cool.
a thing that I'm lucky to be able to do.
Yeah.
And I like doing it. It's fun. It's cool.
I just met my dad last. No, I'm joking.
Was it Morgan Freeman?
Come on.
I'm joking. I have a father.
What's he like? Is he Jesus? He
cool.
too?
No.
He's not.
Not at all. He just tolerates it. He didn't go to church once. He would just watch Michael Jordan play basketball.
How do you marry somebody who is deeply religious like that and just be cool with it? Like,
I think it's the Ethiopian. Like, they're just from a different country. They meet in a country where they don't know people, and they just connect off speaking the same language, and their farts smell the same. I don't know.
So was he raised with some kind of religion and just doesn't really fuck with it?
Yeah, I think everybody. Ethiopia is like oldest Christian African country. It's like very Christian there. So it's like, but it's just like all Spanish Mexican dudes have like a cross. Doesn't mean like they go to church. It's kind of like
right. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Yeah, and like So Shane, were your parents religious?
My parents were religious, but they go to a cool church that they have like a gay minister and stuff like that. But I was sent to Catholic school. But along the same lines, what you were saying is that sometimes I've met people that maybe their wife or husband's Mormon, but they're not. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How do you not get in an argument about stuff like you can't have a blood transfusion? What? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hotel I was at just had a Book of Mormon thing in the drawer.
Really?
Yeah.
At the Delta or whatever.
Oh, that's kind of.
Oh, it's in the drawer?
Yeah, no Holy Bible. The fucking.
The Book of Mormon. It's like the script from the South Park guys.
Yeah.
That's actually tight. My dad is like staunch atheist. Like hates religion so much. We grew up with none of that in my house. Like the opposite of that, which was its own issue, because I would be like, "What happens when you die?" And my dad would be like, "You'll be dead. It doesn't matter." And then that's the conversation. And it's like, cool, I'm going to do drugs now.
Yeah.
And then my mom, I'd be like, "What happens?" And she'd be like, "Well, we just don't ask those questions." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll just bottle it down." Like, it's like, that's a whole other set of problems.
See, that's kind of similar to my growing up because they go to a United Church. And so I would go and they're like, instead of like reading about God and stuff, they'd be like, "It's Sundays," and they'd have Sundays, like ice cream Sundays. And then they would just gossip. They're like, "Oh, Mary, she slipped and fell the other day."
So it's almost more like a community than it is like a.
Yeah. But then when I went to Catholic church, like Burke, then it was like, if you touch yourself, you're going to go to hell. I'm like, this is really bad. I hate this.
That's interesting because if I don't touch myself, I'll be in hell right now. So,
I'll be in the blue bowl hell. That's for sure.
We used to have confessions. Because I went to like a proper Catholic school.
Me too.
In Vancouver. Confession. And I remember like I was a good kid, like I was. My brother was a psycho. I was a good kid. So I would just make shit up. I'm like, I didn't do shit wrong. I think I'm 7. I'm sorry. I don't know what I could have done.
You're like, I killed a drifter.
Yeah. Yeah, I stole a lot of candy. I don't know. I just make shit up. Yeah, my brother, I fucking steal his food when he's not looking around. Just lie.
Yeah.
You like making up bad stuff? That's crazy.
That's what it does. Because it's like, the whole like fear. Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm still kind of religious. Like I don't really practice any of it, but I still like believe in something.
That's good. I do too.
Yeah.
I do too, man. I like to describe myself as optimistically agnostic.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something. I don't know what this is, but it's way too magical for it to just be nothing. You know, I think I like lean towards some sort of reincarnation of some sort. I don't know what, but like, oh, also Sarah would fucking hate this conversation.
Yeah,
she can't. Sarah says that she's Christian, but then you can't have any kind of existential conversation with her, or she starts freaking out. She needs to, and she's done mushrooms, so like I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not a DMT pen.
Anyway, Shane, what the hell's your problem?
Oh, do I have a couple problems?
Here we go.
All right. Well, first of all, you must be wondering why I'm sitting at my kitchen table.
I am wondering.
So recently,
we lost Burke. We've lost Burke. Just wait a sec. Message him. I'll get another Diet Coke. Actually, I gotta take a piss.
Well, short shorts.
You know it.
Okay. It might be because they only have a certain amount of time on Facebook. Like they cut it off or something. Oh my god. Hey Bo, can you help me out with this? I'm in an argument right now. An argument on this Facebook Messenger. Like all these ladies that I'm friends with are saying like Austin Butler is the hottest actor right now. That's okay.
But fucking, I'm an amateur.
Did your phone die?
I'm an amateur, yes.
Yes.
I'm an amateur.
Did your phone die in your house? Okay.
I'm an alcoholic amateur, all right? I don't know.
Dude, you guys are fucking if your phone dies while you're in your home, check in with yourself.
Yeah.
Your phone can't die while you're in your house, dude. That's a problem.
Sometimes the plug's too far away, okay?
Chaos.
Right.
Fucking chaos. You can't live your life like that.
Yeah. I had no idea my phone was even that low.
You guys both need me to be your life coach.
I could use some sort of coach. When should I be or not to be the nigga?
So
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Shane, what the hell is your problem? You're not sitting in your office, you're in your kitchen. What happened?
Do you mind if I just do a quick on the side? Because I was just about to ask Bo, because I'm in a Facebook Messenger fight right now with all these ladies. And they said Austin Butler is the hottest guy right now.
I don't know
the actor. He was in Dune.
Let me get a look at him. Hold on.
He was Elvis, but the reason he's not hot to me is because he did method acting for Elvis, and he can't stop talking like Elvis, like even in interviews.
Oh, dude, this guy is fucking hot, man.
I know, but if you're stuck talking like Elvis, it's not hot.
Man.
You're saying 10 out of 10. I'm saying 7.
I'd suck this man's dick clean off his body.
Wow. His dick talks like Elvis as well. You can't. Anyway, all
right. Yeah, you suck it off, and then it goes, "Thank you very much."
I got the jailhouse blues.
Oh, you got to clip all that.
No. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So
let me look at this guy. What's his name? Austin
Butler.
Yeah.
Dude,
he was in Nutty Professor the Clump.
Oh, my favorite feature film.
Shane, what the hell's your problem?
Oh yeah, well he's looking up Austin, but anyway, yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Continue.
So I have a couple problems today. Well, right now I'm in my living room because my cat has decided to start pissing on everything in my office.
Oh man, kill it! That's the worst smell in the world.
We made her a catio. I spent thousands of dollars to make her a catio, and and she's doing it because I don't know why, but there's no windows in there because there's a catio in there, so I'm in a hot box of piss all day. So I literally have started working outside in here.
There's a catio. Wait, is the catio inside or outside?
There's one escape route outside for her to go in the caddy.
Oh, so the catio is outside.
It's outside, yeah.
Okay. And she's pissing in your room instead. She's mad at you, dude.
Oh.
She's mad.
I don't like cats, man. I don't like all that.
I love them.
I love her, but yeah, she's pissed. So she pissed on three of my work backpacks, my PlayStation 5, which I still use.
She pissed on your PS5, dude?
But every time it gets hot when I'm playing video games, it's just piss smell going into my face.
Oh, God. Your phone's dying in your house. Your cat's pissing on your PlayStation, man. Your life is in shambles, brother.
I know.
Dude, that's not even like... Because cats will... Like, I had a cat when I was a kid that pissed on my stuff, but it would piss on my hockey gear, which is horrible. Because you can never get it out once it's in... And cat piss might be the worst smell in the world. It's truly awful. But, like... The PS5, that's personal, bro.
Okay.
Like, because that's not like a pile of clothes or like a comfy thing to get out. That's like a weird hard object. Like, that's so weird, dude.
I'm in a good mood, so I'm gonna admit to this on the pod, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this, but okay. So this has just started happening like 2 or 3 nights ago. She pissed on everything. I was going to sleep, trying not to think about it, because I'm really mad about it. But I woke up in the middle of the night, extreme heartburn. Couldn't find a Tums, but I found one that she probably pissed on in my bed.
Oh.
This is dark.
Well, I washed it off, and it cured my heartburn, and I did wash it off.
But also she pissed in your bed?
My backpack.
Oh, in your backpack. Oh, that still sucks, man. That's like, I think.
But it cured my heartburn, but yes, So I need the viewers to tell me.
Traditional Eastern medicine, baby. It's
yeah,
dude. Yeah, I gotta level with you, man. Because you can't train a cat to not do that. So once it starts doing that, you might have to get rid of that cat.
But can't you
I can't.
Can't you neuter them? Like, isn't that like a neuter thing?
She is neutered.
Oh,
she's R-Kellying all over my fucking carpet.
She used to be oldered.
But anyway, that's why I'm out here. But my real problem now is...
That's not your real problem?
No. I need the viewers to tell me what to do about piss. There must be some cat people out there.
If you got any advice on what to do about a cat pissing in your house, is it a thing where you put chestnuts out, or is that just for spiders?
That made it all the way to Africa, because my mom does that.
Hey, dude, I promise you it started in Africa. We steal everything from you.
Yeah, it might have.
Dude, if the spiders were pissing my room, I think that was it, but...
Hey, quick question for Burke while we have him here. Shane, a couple weeks ago on the pod, very casually stated that black people don't like cherries. Is that true?
No. That's, I would say...
Cherry cough medicine doesn't count, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, big fan of cherry drink. No, I feel like... I don't know. I've never thought about cherries. I buy them when they're on sale. Like, I'll eat cherries today, which is funny. But
see, okay.
So this is a learning experience for me. I just thought black people didn't like any fruits that had pits in them.
Crazy.
Well, I feel like Georgia peach. I feel like that's very black. You know what I mean? It's in like
Georgia peach.
Yeah, that Georgia is known for its peaches and has a huge black population. Shane. Listen, because Forrest Itea came on here and he was like, I've never thought about cherries, so maybe? And then...
No, yeah.
But like...
be more spot on because like, I don't think about it until they're on sale. I'm like, I want cherries.
Oh, you know what? It was probably cherry tomatoes I was thinking about.
What?
That's what I was... I don't know. I'm getting myself deeper in the hole. Back to the piss thing.
You say you're digging yourself deeper into the pit?
You might have us on that. I don't think black people eat cherry tomatoes.
Right?
So I think what we're learning is that black people are maybe indifferent about cherries.
Yeah, I think that's it.
How about cranberries?
Ooh, I don't
Do you
know.
like cranberry
I'm
juice?
not a cranberry guy.
Nobody likes cranberries.
Yeah.
I think that's for like women.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
like cranberry juice.
So
I
you
like
got
that. I
That's
do.
That's probably because you have a UTI all the time.
tits.
Yeah. So does my cat.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Maybe your cat needs to go to the vet. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I have. Apparently, I have to. But then the thing on ChatGPT said to put another litter box
Sorry.
in my office.
Did you say cat GPT?
It said black GPT. Anyway, so it's a problem, and it's just there's no windows in there, so it's just hot and pissy. And
Your office is basically just a hot box piss palace.
it's a sauna piss, casa de pissy. I don't
Fucking
like it.
Awful, dude.
But here's my actual problem.
Okay. Where are
I
we
hate-
going from here?
When people ask you to help out, but then it takes a whole day instead of just a couple hours.
Oh my god. You can't
And they don't
bring
tell
this. You can't bring this up when Sarah's not here because this is her thing.
Really?
This is my sister kidnaps you. This is what she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
She'll be like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
just need to go to Walmart to get a couple things," and then you go, and then she does her month-long grocery shop while you're with
Yeah.
her. One time, she picked up our other sister and was like, "Hey," they start driving, and she's like, "Oh, I also just need you to help me move a canoe," and they just like went to somebody's house, and, like move, like it's. Also, that's the whitest thing I've ever said in my life. But like, this is my sister to a T. She kidnaps you for the whole day. What happened? Tell me what happened.
So my girlfriend's parents are away, but they live in Souk, as everyone knows, but they live on like a big acreage. So her sister asked me to come out and chop some wood.
Which is a crazy thing to ask you to do. That feels like a prank.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm a man, and obviously I'm like really strong and stuff, right? So, so she...
strong odor of cat piss. Yeah, the only thing strong about you is the odor of cat piss coming out of your fucking office.
Yeah. Also, please tell me if I smell like piss. I'll immediately leave every
I didn't
day.
notice last night, and I would notice
Okay,
because I
good.
hate that smell.
I've been washing everything for the first time. But anyway, I go out there. It's like 1 o'clock. I'm like, "Do you want me to start chopping wood?" She said, "No. Can you first do the clip-in flooring first?" So I'm going.
Yeah, that's
Like,
a separate. That's a separate ask. That's
Yeah.
not something you just drop on somebody. You don't just go.
Yeah.
Can you also do the clip-in? That's not okay.
So I go in there, I do the clip-in flooring, and then she comes in. Oh, she's like, "Sorry to tell you this, but you did it all wrong, so I had to take it out again." And it's also boiling hot. And I do it again, and
What,
then
like vinyl or wood, or what are you talking
the
about?
wood like clips in. I've never done it before. And then
Why didn't you just say, I don't know how to do that. You got to hire somebody to do that. I don't know how to do
no, I asked. She knew how to do it, so she helped me afterwards because she saw I was struggling, and I was extremely
knew?
sweaty, and like I was literally pouring sweat. Like, yeah, I looked horrendous. Her brother's there, who is a carpenter and knows how to do everything, but
Oh.
he's doing like hard jobs.
They pranked you, man.
Yeah, they alphaed you at least.
Yeah, at the
I
very
I lost like 30 pounds of weight yesterday in sweat. And then I go to chop the wood, and then I see her looking at me through the window while I'm chopping wood, so I'm nervous because I haven't chopped like big pieces of cedar before, and I'm like, okay, I gotta look good during this. I do it, the wood flies out, hits me in the leg, it starts bleeding, and then it starts swelling. And then I'm like, it's hurting really bad. And then they run out and they're saying, "Oh my God, did that axe just hit you in the leg?" And I'm like, "No, it's just a scratch." And then someone was like, "Oh, it looks like it's swelling." I'm like, "No, it's fine. It's fine." I just have to use the bathroom. And I went in the bathroom and just was like, oh, I'm like screaming in there because it hurts so bad.
Family Guy.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then I had to go back out and just like continue on, and I actually started getting it. But then it was 6 p.m. It was
these are people who know you intimately, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are they asking you to do this?
I was doing it as a favor because their parents are away and stuff needs to be done.
That's not my point. My point is, do they not know a different person who is not you who could do this?
No. I'm besides the brother, I'm the other manliest man.
I cannot imagine anybody who knows you being like, Shane is the guy that we need to chop a cord of wood.
I'm just trying to be nice, you know.
I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm actually taking your side here and saying that's crazy. It's crazy that anybody who knows you would ask you to do either of those things.
Well, my girlfriend and her siblings grew up chopping wood, so they know how to chop it.
Well, this is further to my point.
Where were they?
Why didn't they do it?
They were watching me do this.
They pranked you. They pranked you.
You know when they say like celebrities do that, like they make the Illuminati makes the celebrities do like an embarrassing thing as a ritual.
No,
they made you do man work.
Yeah, they do that. That's what they were doing to me.
What are you talking about? I don't know about this. What are you talking
about? I'm gonna get it wrong, but it's like an embarrassment ritual or something.
Is it kind of like how if you wanted to be on Bad Boy Records, you had to fuck Diddy? Is it kind of like that?
Yeah, it's kind of on the same lines, but like, you know, they make you like go out naked in front of people to get into the Illuminati, so they can control you. That's what they're doing. They're trying
Maybe they are wondering if you're going to propose to Robin and they want to see if you can stop one.
That's why they got my left leg, so I can't kneel down. They don't want me to propose.
Yeah. Yeah, they thought it was coming, so they thought that they would put you to do manual labor. Sabotage, yeah, so you wouldn't be able to physically get down on one knee.
It's gigantic. Here, let me see if I can show.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck? That's infected. You look like that deer. Your leg's going to fall. You'll be hopping around. You riding a 3-legged deer on your one leg.
Yeah. So anyway, like, what would you do? Would you just say, oh, I can't chop the wood?
Okay, normally I say it's your fault.
Yeah.
I think that you're clear on this one. I think you had to do it. And I think you just... If it's your family and they're asking you to do it, what are you supposed to do? You can't really just be like, no. You have to do it.
I don't want to look like a total pussy.
No, you got to do it. I think you did the right thing, but because I know you have problems with people pleasing. This is a situation where it's weird that they asked you, but yeah, you can't really say no. You got to do it, I think.
And then the nice thing was that her sister made me a burrito before I left, but then the whole time I was at the show, I had to shit like really bad. Like, everything in this day is going wrong. This is bad.
Gestures at every day of your life.
Yeah, they probably just wanted to see you watch this motherfucker's shitty ass form. Like
they're just laughing. There's probably a TikTok account that's just you doing manual labor around their house that has like 1 million followers.
Yeah, just groaning after every. Oh.
Her brother was like nail gunning like drywall to the roof, and I was like, "Well, can I help you?" And then he just didn't say anything to me. I'm like, "Okay." And then I realized he had earbuds in, so I was just talking to him, and he didn't hear me at all, and I just thought he was mad. So
he's listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. If they're listening to this, don't ask Shane to do stuff like that. That's rude. Don't ask Shane to do stuff like that. Look at him. He's not that guy.
I watered the plants. That was
great
enough for me.
Shane, that's a great job for you.
I'm trying to be better.
Burke, are you good with manual labor? You're good at that. You work construction.
Yeah, exactly. I am 6 months in.
Yeah. I'm not.
I said
I'm not. No one in my family would ask me to chop wood. 0% chance.
Yeah.
I'll cut my leg off 100%.
Leave Dan alone. Bro, I remember like my first week at the job, we used this gas axe, which is like kind of like a circular chainsaw almost, right? And they're like, yo, go cut that what I was cutting. Maybe like a pipe or something. And the blade just exploded.
What?
As I was cutting it.
I feel like there should be some training involved before you're allowed to. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, and like the whole site stopped. They're like, what the fuck was that? And I was just like, oh no, the blade just exploded.
Oh, jeez.
No.
Oh, Burke got too loud.
Yeah.
God, every time I heard, stop it! Stop it! Shush! Shush! You know.
Wow.
Oh, it worked.
Alpha. Wow, I've never seen that. Hey, man. Hey, would you mind coming over to chop some wood for me?
No, come on. I sounded like Louis Anderson. Right?
You did. Hey, come on.
For crying out loud.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it.
Dude,
Stop it.
one time I went to a gun range in Bellevue, Washington, and I'd never shot a gun before. And I went up to the counter and I was expecting, like, I don't know. I just walked up and I'm like, hey, I'm from Canada. The guy was like, what kind of gun do you want? And I was like, a 9 Glock. And then I said, I'm from Canada. I've never shot a gun before. And then he said, okay. And he goes, here's your gun. And then that's it. Like, no, like, don't point this at yourself. There was nothing. There was zero
training or anything.
Training in any way. They were just like, here is a gun. And it was crazy. And then they were like, what target do you want? And they had all these targets. First of all, there was a kid in line ahead of me with his dad. He was like 10 years old. And he asked him if they had Barney targets, which was very funny.
What the hell?
That's cute.
They didn't.
Yeah.
But so he's like, what kind of target do you want? And I'm looking at all these targets. They're just standard targets. And then the last one was Osama bin Laden holding an AK-47. And I'm like, oh, I definitely want that one for sure.
Yeah.
And then turns out I'm a great shot. I shot his eyes out. I would have stopped 9/11 if you've given the chance. But
you know, in Afghanistan, their targets are the 2 towers.
Is that true?
Their gun range.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'd say they're Donald Trump, but they're not. He's their new guy. So anyway, I saved the target, and I was down there. I had my golf clubs with me, so I rolled it up and put it in my golf bag, and then I brought it home and I taped it. It was the exact size of the door of my fridge, and then it was just the fridge door for like a year. My roommate hated it.
So Osama, which the eye shot out. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, fuck. That was great. So,
That's pretty sick.
yeah, same energy as asking you to operate like a crazy chainsaw.
I don't know.
Which exploded.
Yeah, which exploded. Feels like a prank.
Oh, but the other problem is that so her and her siblings get a portion of the property, you know, later in life. So if I'm still in this relationship, there's firewood chopping in my future. I have to.
Maybe they're trying to get you warmed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, get ready,
start
kid.
a cult.
I would actually like to chop wood.
It was fun up until that point.
I'm in pretty good shape. I would like to see how I would do with tackling a fucking bunch of wood. I would like to go. I think I'd be good at it. I would like that.
It's endurance, so it's like that's your shit.
I think it'd be kind of fun. There's a dude on TikTok who just chops wood. That's his whole thing. He's so hot and fucking. I want to be that. I want to be that guy.
I honestly, when I was chopping the wood, like, this is 100% true, Dan. I kept thinking about your bit about how your job at the coffee shop where you pet dogs.
Yeah.
I just kept thinking that in my head. I'm like, no, I'm more of a dog petter. What am I doing?
Yeah, I gave them
my hands were shaking when I had the axe in my hand.
I gave them cappuccinos. The joke is that my dad taught me things, and I learned from him. I just didn't learn the lesson he was trying to teach. Like one time he tried to teach me how to chop wood, but instead of learning how to chop wood, I learned that I'm a huge disappointment to my father.
I was that.
Yeah, great. Well, shit, dudes. Bo, you want to come on here and say whose problem is the best?
Let's see here.
Bo's been captured by the Taliban, if you're watching.
Yes. Speaking of Osama bin Laden.
If you don't pick the right one, you'll have to find a new producer.
They're going to behead him if he picks the wrong one. So I had a deer in my backyard with a bum leg.
Yeah, which is very
Burke,
sad.
Yeah, Burke had his mom texting him Jesus stuff before bed, and Shane's whole life is a fucking...
Yeah. This one, Shane, not on you. Good for helping out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Burke's for sure because that's just so, like it's not. It's the fact that it's so.
That is annoying.
Bo doesn't care about animals. Bo doesn't care about
animals, but it's also like I don't know, man. It sounds like it'll be fine with 3 legs.
Jesus threats.
Fuck
it's
it.
Scary.
You give it apples. It's good.
So you believe in the conservation officer?
I mean, judging by Burke's story and how resilient animals are, yeah, I think it'll be probably okay. Or it will die, and then it won't have to worry about it anymore. So.
Yeah.
Okay. He works at the gas station now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steiner's venison jerky.
I just googled it. If a deer breaks its leg, will it live? Hold on. Okay, a deer that breaks its leg can survive, especially if it can still move and access resources. Many factors influence its prognosis, including the location and severity of the break. The presence of predators, there's none of that, and the deer's overall health. It looked pretty healthy. In most regions, wildlife officials advise against human intervention for adult deer with broken legs, as the stress of the capture is often more harmful than the injury. Well, I'm not going to capture the deer.
Yeah.
It'll kick the shit out of you.
Yeah,
they're aggressive.
Yeah. So from what I'm reading here, it does sound like, So open fractures or other serious injuries can easily become infected, leading to a slow and painful death. That's what's gonna happen. It was totally fucking infected. It was black. Do not approach or feed it. Okay, well I did that. Leave it alone. I did not do that. Call wildlife authorities. I did that. So I went 1 for 3.
You did everything you could.
I went 1 for 3. I did my best. Okay, well, hey Burke, thanks for doing this, buddy.
Thanks, Burke.
Thanks for having me, guys.
That was fun.
You guys got shows to plug? This comes out tomorrow.
I'm doing the Mint tomorrow.
The Mint in Victoria. Shane's on the Mint Wednesday night. Bo?
I don't think I have anything until I go on the OK Joe Island run September 8th to 14th.
Who's that with? Marito Lopez?
Marito Lopez and Jack Hirschfield.
Man, that's going to be great. Burke, what do you got going on?
I'm on the El Savant show. I think it's September 12th.
There you go. September 12th is a Friday, so probably not.
Okay, so it's on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's on it'll be on my socials. Slim Beta at Slim Beta.
Slim Beta. Burke is Burke is a newer comic, and if you're in Victoria and you get to see him, go see him, dude. Because I went and watched.
Yes.
I went and watched open mic last night, dude. You're better every time I see you, and you're very funny. And this is, I think they're announcing comedy tomorrow for Rifflandia in the next couple days for sure. And Burke has been added to the local lineup on the Thursday.
I'm so fucking excited, man.
Deserved, buddy. Every time I see you, you're better. And I gotta say, I went out and watched open mic last night, and there was a time not long ago where I was like, oh man, our up and coming scene is not looking good. And there was a few people who were fucking pretty funny. So
Fuck yeah, man.
Pretty good. You're definitely top of that class, in my opinion. So good job, buddy.
Fuck yeah. Thanks, Dougie.
Fucking right, brother.
I really have to pee, so I gotta go.
Shane's leaving. We'll see you later. No one close your shit till it's downloaded. But hey, thanks, Grossbuster, for our theme music. And I guess thanks Burke for being here. And thanks to fucking no one else, including Sarah. See you later, everybody. All right, kiddo.